Welcome to the Real Estate Syndication Show. Whether you are a seasoned investor or building a new real estate business, this is the show for you. Whitney Sewell talks to top experts in the business. Our goal is to help you master real estate syndication. And now your host, Whitney Sewell.
Are you a new or sophisticated investor wanting to learn how to operate a successful syndication business? For life-changing training from the nation's leading syndication expert, my friend Vinny Chopra has the training you need. Text LEARN, L-E-A-R-N, to 474747. This is your daily real estate syndication show. I'm your host, Whitney Sewell. Today, your guest is Whitney Sewell. Well, today we are celebrating 300 shows, and I thought I would do something a little different, and I wanted to go in a little more depth about the podcast and about myself and share a little bit about how we've gotten this far and hopefully encourage you to be pushing and doing the same. And I wanted to start by thanking you for being a loyal listener of the show, of the Real Estate Syndication Show, and following me in our success in the show and in business. And I hope that your syndication business or investments are improving and growing because of what you're learning from the show and from the interviews and the guests who have been just amazing and provided so much content. So I hope you are learning and growing. And but about the podcast, I get questions every week about this podcast. People call me, we schedule calls. A lot of you have probably talked to, or if not, you should schedule a call. And I'd be happy to talk with you and help you with your podcast or getting started or growing your network and getting in the syndication business in one way or another. But I wanted to elaborate and answer a few questions on the show about this podcast specifically and about podcasting, and tell you a little bit about how this podcast has pushed our business and how it's pushed me personally and professionally. But every week almost, I get questions, not just about podcasting, but about this being a daily show. And, Whitney, is it worth it? Was it worth it? How long are you going to do this? All these questions about it being a daily show. And what I try to tell people is that you can't put a monetary or a dollar figure to the show and what it's done for our business and me personally. But what I can say is that it has been very worthwhile to do it daily. And it has allowed me just a few things. It's allowed me to meet, and connect with over 300 people in less than a year that are experts most of the time in this business, that are either they're experts directly in syndication business or they're experts in a field that's related to the syndication business. Obviously you've heard the guests. And so it's allowed me to network with those people. It's allowed me to have conversations with them outside of even the interview, just talking with them before the show or after the show and starting to develop those relationships. And so, it has been very worthwhile. So you think 300 contacts as opposed to, let's say 50, if I've been doing it almost a year. So the number of contacts have been amazing in just getting to know those people. But also I get to ask any question that I want. Have you thought about that? I get to ask any question that I want during that show of these experts that are in this business that I'm in. And so I get to figure out how they're running their business, how they're operating their teams, how they're finding properties, how they're looking at markets, the due diligence that they're doing, why they're structuring deals the way they are, how they're raising capital, how they're treating investors, why they're doing management the way they are, how they found their management team, how they're exiting properties, and why, and all those things that you're wondering about as well for your business, I am getting to ask about firsthand. And that's the great thing about a podcast or any kind of interview or thought leadership platform, is that you get connected to people, and you get connected to people that are way ahead of you in your business or your field. And so it doesn't have to be a podcast. I encourage you, though, if you are pushing to be a syndicator or business owner, really, you should have some type of thought leadership platform. It can be a local meetup or even a blog if you're a writer, things like that will help you get connected to people, and connect people and add value. And so I'm hoping that this podcast is adding value to you. I hope the content that we're creating is adding value to you, and we look to improve that, and we are continuing to improve the show. We've made many changes lately and tried different things, and we are continuing to change and to grow our team. And if you have suggestions, I want to put that out while I'm thinking about it. I hope that you will contact me, email me, Whitney@lifebridgecapital.com, and give me suggestions for the show. If you have questions that you're hoping for me to ask on the show, or specific guests you'd like to have on the show, connect in the Facebook group as well, the Real Estate Syndication Show, and you can ask your questions there. Or just email me, either one. If you have questions, I would love to hear from you. And if you have, or if guests that you would like to see on the show, let us know who they are. Give me an introduction to them, and we'll try to get them on the show. Or if you have questions of specific people or businesses, I'd love to hear them as well, or ways for us to improve. So that's a few things about the podcast. Another, has it been worth it? Yes, it has been very worthwhile. Is it for everyone? It's not. It is a ton of work, and I will not downplay that. It's me recording 8 to a dozen, sometimes 15 shows in one day, and it's a marathon. It is a marathon. It's nonstop for many, many hours all day long. Getting those done, and it takes a lot of drive, a lot of work, and we have been pushing. And many afternoons through the week, I'm doing shows as well, numerous shows, and so we do batch those. There's no secret or special way to do those. You just have to get them done. And so, I've still been working full time as well. Most people wonder about that or know. And we've been managing the podcast and working and doing deals and networking, raising capital, and all that at the same time, while managing a family. And also we just brought home number 3 through adoption, our daughter, who is just a couple weeks old now. And we're so grateful. The Lord has been so kind to us through that. And but doing all that at the same time. So I say that so that that it can be done, and that you can do it also. And there's many of you who are probably more busy than me, but most of you are probably not. And I say that just to encourage you, so that it can be done. It does require a spouse that is very supportive, and mine is amazing. I'm so thankful for her support and how she has supported me and pushed me in this. And we're gaining traction on all fronts, and podcasts and business, and we're just very excited about some of the things that are happening, things the Lord's doing in our business, because some big things are happening that I can't share, on the show, but a lot of things are happening, and we are moving fast forward. And so it's exciting, and I hope you will continue to listen, and I hope you will continue to connect, and I hope that I can help you along the way as well. But a little about the podcast and being a daily show. We built our own team of virtual assistants. We built there was 4 and usually, and sometimes 5, that were doing something for the show almost every day. So we had different people that were doing different tasks, and people are all the time also asking about how to work with virtual assistants and when do they need one. And I won't go into a lot of depth into that at the moment, but I'll say you need one, and because you can hire them for 2 hours a week. And I guarantee there's something that you do every week that you could hire a virtual assistant to do, and would take something off your plate for just a few dollars an hour. Depending on what the task is, and can probably find somebody that can do some of the tasks that you're doing, that are more qualified to do some of those tasks than you are. I know I have. And that's how we built our team. So, doing that daily show pushed me to build that team, because I knew I could not edit that many shows. I could not do that many show notes. There's no way, and I didn't want to either, but there's no way that I could do that. So I knew from the beginning that I had to build a team, and that's what we did. So we built a team of virtual assistants. I had one that was like an executive assistant who helped manage things, and she did a lot more than just manage just the podcast, but she was almost a full-time assistant and did lots of management, but of the podcast, and helped manage the other VAs. And then other VAs, 4 to 5 others had, or I'll say 3 to 4 others had specific duties, in behind the scenes to produce a podcast. And whether that's show notes and editing the audio and the video and social media and all those things that go into it. They were all doing different things, and we created, kind of a workflow system so we could all manage and see where everybody was at. And we've changed now. We're using a different team for a lot of that production. But I still use VA, still have a main assistant, or a couple now, and that are amazing. And so I will do another show, or probably numerous shows, on how we've used VAs and some other details. I get questions every week about them. And so look forward to that as well. We will go more in depth about how we've been successful using virtual assistants. And I put a little bit of content in the Facebook group, the Real Estate Syndication Show on Facebook, about virtual assistants. And we'll try to do that more going forward. So, the connections that it's helped me to make, it's helped me to help lots of people that are getting started, and other passive investors who are looking to hear, those sponsors being interviewed that they're looking to invest with. It's it's been great for that. It's been great for me to get to know those sponsors, and even other passive investors who are investing in lots of deals and who are very knowledgeable about investing with sponsors. And they've graciously come on and shared how they look at sponsors and what they're doing to make sure that they're investing in the best properties and operators. But, also, I say all this about the podcast to encourage you, but to let you know that you can do it. I know I said that earlier, but I can't say it enough that you can do this. You can have some type of thought leadership platform to start building your network. There's also a couple changes, couple things that I wanted to announce that we're going to do going forward. I have a partner now. He lives in Denver, Sam Rust, and most of you have heard him on the show, or I interviewed him on the show, I guess, a few months back now. And he and I are going to start doing a few shows together. We're going to start talking about some different things that we're doing, and just to help educate you as well, and learning and things that we're learning also, and how our business is growing, and even things, from the properties we've closed on to properties that, moving forward, and maybe why we're selecting certain deals, and what we're doing. But we're looking forward to sharing those things with you. And I hope that you and your business are flourishing because of the things you're learning and people you're connecting with. So again, I hope that you will go to LifeBridge Capital and connect with us on the Connect with Us page, and put your information in there. We will reach out to you. You'll get an email, and you'll be able to schedule a call, or we'll reach out to you personally, or you can email me directly, Whitney@lifebridgecapital.com. You can also text me or call 540-585-4338. And I hope that, that I can help you in some way. If you're, obviously looking for multifamily properties to invest in, and a quality operator, we would love to talk to you about that, or partner with us. Or if you're wanting to start a podcast, I'm happy to help you with that. I'm happy to help you with knowing how we got started in more detail, and I'll try to do shows on that as well, or the teams that we're using now, and how we're making that happen. Or if you have questions about VAs, please let me know. Put them in the group. I'm going to start doing more shows on that. I'd love to hear more topics that you would like to know about. But again, we're amazed that we've got to 300 shows so fast, and we look, I'm looking forward to the 500th show, and the 1000th show. And so we're moving that direction really quickly, and I cannot wait to get to the 1000th show, and interviewing that many people, and providing that much content and that many connections. So I hope that you have a blessed day. I hope that you are sharing the show and helping promote it. I'm greatly honored that you are listening and helping promote the show, and appreciate that in every way. I want to ask you also for a written review and rating in iTunes. I would be grateful for that as well. And reach out. Again, I hope to connect with you either at a conference or somewhere in person, and we will talk to you again tomorrow.
Thank you for listening to the Real Estate Syndication Show, brought to you by LifeBridge Capital. LifeBridge Capital works with investors nationwide to invest in real estate, while also donating 50% of its profits to assist parents who are committing to adoption. LifeBridge Capital, making a difference, one investor and one child at a time. Connect online at www.lifebridgecapital.com for free material and videos to further your success.